drop kick. And it's in! It's followed up by Miguel Ibarra! Look at this place! With confidence within the land of desolation, victory tonight is of the utmost importance. Cue the timely return of Captain Calvo. A 3-game skid for the Loons, 2 for Toronto, plus an abundance of misfortune has left many scratching their heads. Both need wins and need them fast. From TCF Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities, it's Minnesota United and Toronto FC. Jens Ryan weather report reads 78 degrees today. Gorgeous 4th of July setting for Major League Soccer. Welcome into the booth, everybody. Callum Williams alongside Kyndra D. St. Aubin. And Kyndra, it is now becoming a worrying theme for Minnesota United. They simply have to start taking their chances.
Well, it's one of those things, you can't just focus on the fact that you've created chances. You need to start executing on those chances. So many chances created in the final third of the field, including the 13 corner kicks. Let's talk about set pieces. The fact that they got 1 shot on goal from 13 set pieces, 13 corner kicks, and Minnesota kept creating chances, getting in behind that back line, bodies in the box, big bodies against that FC Dallas side. You thought you'd have a height advantage, a size advantage, but just nearly missing. It wasn't good enough. That is the end result. Darwin Quintero sitting up high with Chris Ramirez, also creating. It seemed like every single time there was just something missing in that final third, that last piece to the puzzle, that execution, and somehow, some way, they've got to find a way to do it here today.
And of course, it doesn't get any easier either for Minnesota United. Up against the reigning champions Toronto FC. No Alex Bono today. That could very well play its part, but still, they have plenty of star power.
Well, and the frustration is mounting for them as well. Raise your hand if you thought Minnesota United would have more wins on the season than the reigning champions in Toronto FC right now. But Sebastian Giovinco, his frustration mounting up top. The absence of Josie Altidore very present. Michael Bradley has even had to play center back quite a bit this season and out of his normal position in the central midfield role. So yes, Toronto FC has got to find a way to right the ship. Let's hope it's not here tonight against Minnesota United.
Well, let's take a look at the starting 11s, starting with Minnesota United. Both Olmsberg and Tyrone Mears drop into the bench. Francisco Calvo comes in at centre-half, as does Miguel Ibarra in a new role for him.
Well, I think Francisco Calvo deserved to be back in that starting lineup, coming back the captain from Costa Rica in his time with the World Cup. And of course, Brent Coleman has done fantastic in that center-back role in his absence with Michael Boxall, going with that 3-5-2, 5-3-2 formation. Ibarra back in, that is huge, missed his energy in that FC Dallas game. And last but not least, Colin Warner, for me, sitting behind Schuler and Ibsen, allows them to push out farther and get more in on the attack.
And Toronto FC, after defeat away at New York Red Bulls, look like this. It is Hernandez and Bono both dropping out. In comes Ashton Morgan and Clint Irwin for his first starting 5 in Major League Soccer.
Well, and again, that back line, another change due to injury. So they're going to have to reconfigure that chemistry on that back line. And Michael Bradley trying to hold down the fort, sitting in front of those back 3. And Giovinco still trying to find the chemistry up top. Now it's Hamilton. They've been missing Josie Altidore. It's amazing without Josie Altidore in there. He attracts so much attention. Giovinco has to create so much for himself, just not finding the back of the net.
It's Major League Soccer on Fox Sports North. A big night as Minnesota United take on Toronto FC as the Advocare countdown to kickoff continues. So that's to come, and this is what we've had so far. It was a liberating start, Kyndra.
It was a very, very bright start for Minnesota United. Not only did they create the chances, but they finished them. And it wasn't just one person's moment of brilliance. Darwin Quintero, a beautiful finish outside of the right foot, splits the defenders, beats the goalkeeper. But it was the overlapping run by Christian Ramirez to create the space for Darwin Quintero to find in the middle there.
And more space created for Miguel Ibarra to make the run.
When you heard Miguel Ibarra at halftime say, Francisco Calvo told me before the game, make that run and I will find you. He has played 2 great balls in over the top. This one more centrally for Ibarra to run onto. A great first touch leads to a goal. Well done by Minnesota United.
Bobby Shuttleworth not had the busiest of afternoons, but he's made saves when required.
Well, and this one must have been coming in fast and furious because he had to punch that one away, not able to hang on to it. And Adrian Heath always says, don't shut off for a minute here. Defensively, you've got to keep your shape. You've got to keep your wits about you. Ibsen just 1 second there. He tries to take one touch and keep possession instead of clearing it out. Morrow takes advantage of the opportunity, continues his run forward. Toronto FC late in the half gets one back, 2-1.
The final stats presented by Star Tribune, 50-50 in terms of possession. Kendra, what do you make of this?
Well, I think Minnesota United 50-50% percentage in the possession, but they've had the more dangerous possession in the offensive third of the field, looking much more dangerous, creating opportunities. They've got to stay on the front foot here in the second half and bury one. Still
plenty more to come here from TCF Bank Stadium. The Loons lead by 2-1, and the second half is next.
All right, congratulations on the win now. Cal, Kendra, back to you.
Jamie, thank you. A little man who knows little boundaries. Big result for Minnesota, 4-3 the final score. Stay with us. Loons Live is next.